Hello everybody, my name is Brett Gates, and today we'll be talking about the found footage horror movie, The Taking of Deborah Logan. Now, I stumbled across this movie hearing that it was a above average found footage horror movie. And recently, I've been trying to get into found footage horror movies along with making my own. So I was pretty excited when I heard that this one wasn't that bad. So I checked it out. And sadly to say, I didn't like it. Now, I'm gonna break down the movie and you'll see exactly why. This is a found footage mockumentary about an old woman named Deborah that is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She lives with her daughter Sarah, and although hesitant at first because of money issues, Deborah agrees to let college students Mia and her two partners Gavin and Luis make a documentary about her life living with the disease. Also, just a little thing I'm going to call back to later. At the very beginning, Mia lies to Deborah, telling her that her father also has Alzheimer's, as a way to kind of further convince her to let them make the doc. Which literally doesn't fucking matter, because it doesn't change Deborah's mind. She literally only does it because of the money. So her lying to Deborah about her dad having Alzheimer's, although it's a lie, it doesn't affect anything. It doesn't change Deborah's mind. It just doesn't do anything. You'll see why it pisses me off later. Pretty soon in, Deborah quickly starts displaying some concerning actions, such as saying that she regrets never visiting Germany, although Sarah says that she has visited Germany and really loved it there. A couple other small things: she gets caught looking confused around her house, trying to murder Gavin because she thinks he stole her spade, and nonchalantly tearing a giant chunk of skin off of her neck. You know, normal stuff. After taking Deborah to the hospital, Sarah is told that her mother's Alzheimer's are aggressive and getting much worse much faster than they expected. Fuck, that scared the shit out of me. Fixed it. God damn it. After returning from the hospital, Deborah goes missing, but is quickly found staring out of a window holding a hammer. Sarah says this is normal and that it's just her mother being paranoid that there's a man in the yard. Deborah then nails the window shut, but this is also brushed off by Sarah, in response just taking her mother to bed. But later that same night, Deborah is found tweaking in the woods. Then after checking security cameras of that night, they see Deborah teleporting on top of a counter. They then show Deborah this concerning video of her X-Men abilities, which causes her to tweak the fuck out again. They take her back to the hospital where they find a giant rash on her back. Pause. Right here I wanted to make a joke about Deborah having a giant STD rash on her back. So I looked up a bunch of different STDs that cause rashes. But when I was met with a picture of someone's syphilis covered asshole. God damn it. But when I was met with a picture of syphilis on someone's spread asshole, I decided the joke wasn't worth it anymore. Along with the rash on her back, she also tears a chunk of skin off of her arm. And right about here, I think we're all thinking, she's a danger to herself. Maybe take her to a place where she can't hurt herself or others, you know. So they take her home. God damn it. They get a couple shots of her ominously staring into the camera while playing piano. She tweaks out a couple more times, gets naked, speaks French, throws up some worms, and then they take her right back to the hospital. Back at the house, Sarah, Mia, Gavin, and Louis all discuss what they think is happening when Harris, Deborah's friend / neighbor, who I've never mentioned up until this point, starts drunkenly shooting Gavin's van with a shotgun and threatens to kill the entire documentary crew. Gavin then makes the smartest decision in the movie and rightfully says that he's gonna leave, when Mia's dumbass tells him that he's not being a team player. So, rightfully, Gavin tells her to fuck off and he leaves. They then go back to the hospital and find through security cameras that Deborah has left her room and kidnapped a sick little bald girl with leukemia. That's not funny. It's not funny. I'm not making fun of leukemia, I promise. This finally makes them restrain her crazy ass, but it doesn't really matter, because for some reason Harris is being allowed to wander around the hospital. He tries to get his dick wet, but Deborah tells him to kill her. He's a simp, so obviously he tries to fulfill her request, but she hits him with a flying TV. It is then revealed again that Deborah has kidnapped the same little girl, and this time left the hospital, murdering a police officer on their way out. Sarah, Mia, Louis, and two police officers drive up the mountain and find Deborah with the little girl. While approaching her, Deborah spits shit in one of the police officers' eyes and runs off, still with the little girl. They all freak out and say someone needs to take the cop down the mountain. In response, Mia says this.
Get him down.
Luis, that's gotta be you, man. That's gotta be you.
You lost your mind?
I'm sorry. I can't leave Sarah. I can't leave the
You haven't
girl.
learned shit.
Bitch, what do you mean you can't leave Sarah or the little girl? You haven't done shit. Why would Sarah need your dumbass? You've literally done jack shit. So Sarah, Mia, and this other cop run off and find this barn thing. The cop goes in first, and Mia takes this time to apologize for lying about her father's Alzheimer's.
Sarah, I lied. In the beginning, I lied about my grandfather.
I don't give a shit. You're here now.
Why? Why? Why now? Why the fuck would Sarah give a shit? Plus, literally nothing resulted from this lie. It didn't convince anyone to do anything. It was just a throwaway line that led to nothing. Anyways, the cop died, and Sarah and Mia continue to chase Deborah. They follow her through these random ass caves where Deborah attacks them. She gets my hopes up for a bit by almost killing Mia, but then runs off with the little girl again. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Sarah pulls out the 9, and they continue to follow Deborah. They find her with her jaw detached, swallowing the little girl's head. I just want to say, this part actually looks really cool in my opinion. Once they see this, Sarah shoots Deborah, and then, do you want to guess what happens next? That's right, Sarah runs off with the little girl again. Sarah follows and sticks Deborah with a little sedating needle, and then burns the bag with the dead guy's body in it. What? Oh yeah, I didn't mention, this whole thing is happening because there's a murderer's soul inside of Deborah's body. And the only way to end it is by burning his corpse. My bad. Honestly, it really doesn't make the movie any better. And I legit completely forgot it was even a plot point when I finished the movie. Because that's how uninteresting of an explanation it was. We then cut to a news report saying that Deborah Logan was too mentally deteriorated from the ordeal, and that she's unfit to stand trial for the murder she committed. Then the movie ends, hinting that the spirit that possessed Deborah is now in the little girl's body who she kidnapped. And that's the movie! Yay! This movie honestly starts out really strong, and I hate how much it drops off for me. I feel like the acting starts up here, and then throughout the movie, it just keeps getting worse and worse. I don't know why. I feel like the lady who played Deborah and the lady who played Sarah did a pretty good job. The guy who played Gavin didn't do too bad. But Mia, I hate Mia. I hate the character. She's so fucking dumb. And the bad acting does not help. I know that that's one of the main things that I complain about in my movie reviews. But in this case, it is very apparent. Like, Mia is basically the protagonist of the movie. And she just wasn't a strong enough actor to pull it off. Found footage requires a very naturalistic performance, and I just feel like she didn't bring it. She pulled me out of most of the scenes that she was in, and I sadly just couldn't buy into her performance. One more thing is that this is a found footage movie. If you're going to make a found footage movie, you need to stick with the found footage rules, that everything that you're seeing is happening in camera. But in this movie, they decide to add in a bunch of jump scare booms, and it's okay to have jump scares in found footage movies, but don't add in big booms. Like, don't add in, like, if you see a snake, don't add a every time something scary pops up, because it doesn't make any sense. Because, do you get what I mean? Jesus Christ. Every time, it happened so much in this movie, and it pissed me off every single time. Along with that, they also used, in my opinion, really cheap sound effects and digital glitches for scene transitions. And I kind of get why you do this, but they're honestly not really needed. And if you are, they just choose better sound effects. Like, listen to this shit. It sounds like you found the sound effect on YouTube. Is this just me, or, like, I don't know. It just pulled me out every time I heard the sound. But anyway, yeah. I wouldn't recommend wasting your time on this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe you'll like it. Maybe, you know what? Go check it out. Go check it out. Sure. I just didn't like it. Anyway, that was my review of this movie. I hope you liked it, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day. See ya.